Greetings, dear viewers, and welcome to our live conversation on the ALLATRA TV Ireland. Within the Creative Society project, we ask people all over the world how they envision a society where everyone lives in happiness and prosperity and where everyone feels safe. Today, we have a very special guest with us, Professor Rao from India. He is a doctor of philosophy in soft skills, father of soft leadership, keynote speaker, and author of more than 50 books, including award-winning See the Light in You. Hello, dear Professor Rao. We are very honored to have you with us today. How are you?
Thank you very much for having me on your show. It's a pleasure to be a guest for your show.
Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. I would also like to introduce my today's co-host, Alla. Hi, Alla.
Hi, everyone, and welcome, Professor Rao. We're very glad you can share this moment with us today. So, Professor Rao, I'd like to ask you that question. Could you please tell us a little bit more about yourself? What are you doing, and what inspired you to become an author, and what your passions is all about?
Yeah, okay, I'll explain about myself. I hear some echo from your end. Please correct that technical problem. My name is Professor M.S. I was born in India and I live in India. And at the age of 18, I joined the Indian Air Force, the Indian military. I was born in a poor family, and I was born in a toxic family, and I grew up in a toxic environment. I supported my father in a tea stall, and I used to go to school. And I was not a smart student. I was not a brilliant student. And I am a below average student academically, but right from my childhood, I have passion for learning. I have passion for education right from my childhood. So my father was not in a position to fund my education, and we were financially in a very weak position. So at the age of 18, I joined the Indian military, Indian Air Force, to support my parents and also to serve my country. So after I joined the Indian Air Force, I developed a positive attitude, and I became a good citizen, and I started acquiring leadership qualities. So when my colleagues were enjoying their time, I invested that time for my education and learning, and I acquired 6 qualifications while serving the Indian Air Force. They are DME, BSc, MA, PGDCLL, PGDPM, and MBA. And I used to send little money for my parents, and I used to spend little money for my education. And I joined in the lowest rank in the Indian Air Force. So I was getting very less salary. So I used to be very careful with my money and resources, and that's how I started my journey. Then I took voluntary retirement from Indian Air Force. I joined in business. I was in business for some years. Then I entered into teaching field. After I entered into teaching field, I joined for a Ph.D. in soft skills in the year 2007. And in the year 2011, I earned my Ph.D. in soft skills. So after I earned a PhD, I became a professor, and I started sharing my knowledge. And I became an author in the year 2010, and we are in 2021. Within a span of 11 years, I have written 60 books. Out of 60 books, 50 have been published. Still 10 more books are yet to be published. So I'll show you a book. I'll show you a couple of books. This is the book titled See the Light in You. This is on spirituality, mindfulness, and non-profit. His Holiness Dalai Lama, the Nobel laureate, has written a foreword for this book. And this is the book on women leadership. I have written. The Vice President of India, Mr. M. Naidu, has written a foreword for this book. I support gender equality globally. I have signed up for hashtag he for she. I advocate gender equality globally. Okay. This is one more book on COVID-19, coronavirus. I have written a book. This book I have dedicated to the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, because I love his leadership, I admire his leadership. So I have dedicated the book on COVID-19 to our Indian Prime Minister, the present Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi. So what I do is that I keep writing books. Morning 4 o'clock I get up every day. Night 10 o'clock I sleep. Throughout the day, I keep writing books. I keep sharing my knowledge freely with the world. I have blogs. I'm available on social media. I'm very strong on social media. And I have a blog, Vision 2030, 1 million global leaders, where I share my knowledge freely with the world. And I started a non-profit, Vision 2030, 1 million global leaders. I want to build 1 million students as global leaders by 2030. So I started this non-profit. So far, I've trained more than 40,000 students as global leaders. Whenever any education institution invites me to provide free training to shape students as leaders, I go and deliver free training programs. This is what I do.
Thank you for sharing your background. Alla, we can't hear you.
Yes, I know that, but I just want to say you're absolutely remarkable man, and it's fantastic. And thank you so much for sharing all this experience and book writing. It's amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yes, Professor Rao, you are such a broad-minded person, and I'm very interested to ask you our traditional question. How do you envision a creative society, such a society where you, your family, and everyone will live in happiness and will feel safe and comfortable?
See, I have a vision about the world. I would like to have education for all. In the sense, I want the world where the children should have elementary education, that is primary education. Mm-hmm. That's one. And I want the world where women are respected, because I advocate gender equality globally too. And I pioneer human rights, where the human rights are respected across the world. Mm-hmm. And I want to see a world where the environment is protected. And I have a vision about the world where we become good ancestors to our next generations. The next generations should feel happy that the ancestors have given a good world. So I am looking for that kind of world.
Thank you so much. It's beautiful what you just said. Yes, we all deserve the better world. We all deserve the better life. And we can create it and build it all together, united by one effort and one goal. So, Professor Rao, you earned a Ph.D. in soft skills, and you have 40 years of experience in leadership, development, and conducting training programs for various corporates and educational institutes. So I'd like to ask you that question. What is your view on educational system in creative society? And what conditions should be in place to help create a harmonious atmosphere between students and teachers? What do you think? Could you please share your view on education in this beautiful world that we speak about now?
The education system is different from country to country, but I would like to emphasize an education which is a global education, in the sense we have to have an education system at the core level that belongs to a particular nation, and we would like to have an education system at the superficial level that talks about global education. So I emphasize a judicious blend of local education and global education to build global citizens. At the core level, we need to have an education system that suits the local needs. That means think local and act global. That kind of education system I am looking for. So when we want to have that kind of education, we need to build the mindset, which is a unique mindset, and which is a unique skill set, and which has a unique tool set. So in order to excel as a global citizen, we need to have a unique mindset, tool set, and the skill set. So that kind of the thing we need to create to have a global education. So there should be, the education system should be in such a way that it should be student-centric, not faculty-centric. That's one thing. The education system should be creative, not like cramming, not like rote learning. Okay, so we should emphasize on creative education, and we should emphasize on education which will create global citizens without compromising the local needs. So I am thinking an education system in that manner.
Yes, thank you so much. It's a beautiful answer, and thank you for your opinions and advice as well. We just said about education. Everybody should take them up on board and think about that, because think locally and also think globally when you do something locally. So it's fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Rao. And we know that your areas of interest include leadership, coaching, and executive education. And I know that the service for people, for humanity, means a lot for you. What do you think makes a great leader? We know that in the modern world, the leadership comes with lots of power, but it is a responsibility first of all. Which values do you think a great leader should have?
A leader must lead by example, and a leader should take action. And leadership is more of an influence. So I coined a new leadership, that is soft leadership, that believes in soft power, that believes in persuading the people to accomplish the goals and objectives without compromising task orientation. So I coined it as soft leadership, and I have written a couple of books on soft leadership, and I have written so many research papers on soft leadership. So I strongly believe that we need to advocate soft leadership, where there will not be anything like boss and subordinate, where there will be partners. There is nothing like leader and follower. So that kind of leadership I am championing, and I have coined it as soft leadership. So in order to excel as a good leader, great leader, soft leader, leaders must lead by example. That's one thing. They should think of a long term, not short term. When leaders think of short term, they tend to make mistakes. They tend to cut corners. So when leaders think long term, they become ethical, and they will try to impact the world, and they will be remembered beyond their lifetime. So a good leader is the one who leads by example, who takes care of the people, who keeps people before the profit. So he or she is a true leader, and we are looking forward to such kind of leaders in 21st century.
Thank you so much, Professor Rao. And you will speak about what leaders should be. You also show us a lot of your books. And so you met many people from different countries and different backgrounds. I'd like to ask you that question. What do you think unites all of us, regardless of nationality, religion, gender, or any other like social status or anything? What is that we all have in common? What unites all of us? What do you think?
See, we should think that we are human beings first and human beings last. The coronavirus has changed the mindset of the people. It has made coronavirus is like a tumble that made humans humble. So what is required is that coronavirus has emphasized humility, humanity, and hope. So we all human beings must think that we are humans first, humans last. So that kind of attitude we must build. That's one. Secondly, I advocate the philosophy of love your mother, but don't hate another person's mother. That means love your country, but don't hate another person's country. Love your religion, but don't hate another person's religion. Love your language, but don't hate another person's language. So likewise, as your mother is precious to you, my mother is equally precious to me. As your religion is precious to you, my religion is equally precious to me. As your country is precious to you, my country is equally precious to me. So if people empathize with others, and most of the conflicts in this world will come down. So I am looking forward to a creative society which is free from conflicts. I am looking forward to a creative society which emphasizes on empathy. When we empathize with others, 50% of the conflicts will end in the world. But unfortunately, people lack empathy. That's the problem now, one. So we need to inculcate empathy. That's one thing. Secondly, we need to have compassion for others. So when we have compassion for others, we'll be able to build a better world. So when you look at leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, they changed the world for better. Mother Teresa is an ideal example. She is known as Mother of Compassion. With her selfless service, she changed the world. Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in this world. So he brought a change. So we need to have leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King. So that kind of leaders we need. So when we have such kind of leaders, we'll be able to build a creative society. So again, we don't have to look at those leaders. Those leaders are there among us. We have to find out those leaders. We have to encourage those leaders. Right? So that's how it is.
Thank you so much for your answers. You're right, compassion, friendship, care for each other, this all unites us. And simply, we are humans. And this is what we all should remember. We're one human family. Thank you so, so much. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you. I also think that true leader is the one who are doing his or her best to make best human qualities prevail in our society. And many things you have shared with us, Professor Rao, is what the project Creative Society is all about. And we would like to tell our viewers a little bit more about this project. I will ask our technical support to bring up a short video about it.
This Creative Society project was born by the initiative of the people themselves. After we carried out many social surveys, interviews, conferences, and well, we talked to many people really all over the world. these 8 foundations of the creative society is the result of the desire, the demand of the people themselves, because they talk about it. They tell us how they want to live, where, in what world, in what kind of society they want to live, what values are the most important for them. And after analyzing everything, we understand that yes, there are these 8 foundations that now we can share with everybody. It is a complex of values of each person in this world.
Thank you. So yes, after conducting the interviews with people all over the world, stages and foundations of building the creative society were formed and described as an article, which you can find on ALLATRAUnites.com website. And Professor Rao, we know that you got familiar with these 8 foundations of building the creative society. Could you please share your opinion on how we can implement them and how they resonate with your own world view?
It's a very inspiring and encouraging one. At a time when people talk about what is in it for me, the creative society talks about adding value to the global society. So it's a nice initiative, very inspiring, and people are so busy. They always think of what I will get something from it. So this creative society will change the mindset of being a taker. Instead of being a taker, we must become givers. So the creative society will inculcate the mindset of being givers rather than becoming takers. It's a nice initiative, and the world has got so many challenges, health issues, mental illness, and people have got money, but they have so many other challenges. So by participating actively into creative society, they will be able to build better local communities, and they will be able to build better societies, and they will be able to make a difference in the lives of others. Because the creative society talks not only one aspect, it talks very many aspects like climate change, education, likewise human rights, so many things it talks about. So I strongly recommend people to join this creative society, and people might say that they are very busy. Everybody is busy in this world, but we should take time out from our busy schedules and to add value to our local communities. And those who have money, they donate to charities. So those who don't have money, they can invest their time. The biggest gift you can give to anybody is time, because our lifetime is fixed. So we have a fixed lifespan. So what we can gift to the global society is the time. Gift of giving time, that's very precious. So I strongly recommend people to join creative society by becoming volunteers and by carrying forward the ideals and ideas of creative society, so that we can build a better society, so that we will become responsible ancestors and will be able to pass on better civilization to our next generations.
Wow, thank you so much. Yes, and you're right, it's all about future generations and what we can do today to improve our society. Because nowadays people understand that creative society depends on every single of us. We all need to unite under one goal and change the format of our society from consumerist orientated to the creative one. And I'd like to ask you that question, Professor Rao. What do you think we all can do already today to make creative society a reality for everyone? What every single person can do today?
See, we need to act now. It's now or never. That's one. And let us become part of the solution, not the problem. People often criticize, condemn, complain. That doesn't make any sense. Instead of complaining, whining, we should explore solutions for the problems. So we should act. We should explore solutions to build a creative society and to build a compassionate society globally.
Yes, that's true. Only globally we can change the system, to change it from the roots, you know. So we don't have to fight these consequences and all these various problems we have in the world now, but we will change just the reason of them. We'll change our collective mindset, we'll change the format of our society. Thank you for your beautiful answer, Professor Rao. And as a tradition of our show, we would like to ask you, whom would you like to invite as our next guest and know his or her vision of creative society? Who would you like to nominate for the next live broadcast?
I'm very strong on social media. So I'll post a couple of articles about creative society. That's one. And I already started posting about creative society on my social network, especially on LinkedIn. I'm very strong on LinkedIn because that is a professional network. Hopefully some of my friends will approach you based on this interview. So you'll be getting not only one guest, you'll get plenty of guests because of me.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you so much. And we're looking forward for everyone who wants to take a part in Creative Society project and gives their opinion on what can we do today together to make it reality for everyone. Thank you so much, Professor. And my last question to you is, Wilbe, what would you like to wish for all people that are watching us right now? Maybe some message you would like to pass, or some wish for everyone, or advice for everybody watching us right now in this moment.
Now, I wish, I implore the world to take action now. That's one thing. And be part of the solution, not the problem. Two, and have an empathize with others, and be compassionate with others. And too many drops become a mighty ocean. So whatever is possible, the little bit you try to serve locally. Mother Teresa said, ocean is incomplete without that single drop. Too many drops become a mighty ocean. When all people contribute little by little, that becomes a big outcome. So everyone must contribute within their capacities, within their resources, to add value to their local societies. When you serve local societies, that will have a major impact on the global society within a short span. This is the message I would like to leave it to the audiences. This is what I wish.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's an excellent message for all people. Thank you so much, Professor Rao, for all your inspiring answers. We would like to say as well that if someone wants to know more about the Creative Society project, please visit our website, ALLATRAUnites.com, which you can see now on the screen. There you will find the red button, Join Us. So here it is. You can press it. You can choose the language and fill in the short form. Thank you so much for today's conversation, Professor Rao. Thank you for joining us in your efforts to build a creative society, to build a beautiful world we all deserve to live in.
Yes, I'd like to join.
Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for the opportunity with gratitude.
Thank you so much, Professor. And we wish you all the luck and all the best on your path as well. And we're still in touch with you and cooperation as well. And you have, thank you for your time and effort for have this conversation with us. It's a beautiful interview, and I would like to ask all our viewers to join us and to share this interview with two hashtags, hashtag Creative Society and hashtag ALLATRA Unites. And please, dear viewers, we would like to invite all of you to our global conference, which will be on the 20th of March at 3 p.m. GMT, because it's called Creative Society, what the prophets dreamt of. And this is a whole global event for everybody, for all humanity. Let's change the world from consumerist-oriented to the creative one, all together as one big family. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very, very much, Professor, and our technical support, Alina, and everyone. See you very soon. Thank you. Bye for now.
Unprecedented event of present history. Initiative that comes from people around the world. Main project of humanity. People stopped being silent about urgent issues of our society. How it all started. May 2019, International Online Conference, Society, The Last Chance. 140 countries of the world, hundreds of thousands of people online, hundreds of broadcast platforms, translated into 7 languages simultaneously. If we all want to live in peace, why do we have a world of violence and destruction? It is up to us to build a different world. How can we do it? December 2020, Creative Society. United we can. 180 countries of the world. Millions of people online. Thousands of streaming platforms. 35 languages simultaneously translated. People have voiced today's reality and what they truly desire. And it is the Creative Society. All cultures have an image of the ideal world people want to live in. A world that prophets talked about. The time has come when we can make it real. How will we use this chance? Let's meet March 20, 2021, 3 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time and 10 a.m. Eastern Time. International online event of global scale. Creative Society, what the prophets dreamed of. This is the day the world will unite to find out the truth. Join the entire humanity and spread the message.